Hey everybody, I'm Rosemary Stevens. I'm the woman with the GoFundMe raising money to fix my super jacked up mouth, to save my mouth. Um, but yeah, I have to do this video. I don't know who watches these videos. I don't know if anybody's watching these video updates that I posted the GoFundMe. But this one's important, and it might be long, but I really need people to watch this one because I have to give some much needed clarification about the situation. And I talk a lot about some of the details in some of the other videos, but I know that I'm long-winded and it might be really annoying. It's annoying to even see my face all over the place and the GoFundMe getting passed around. I'm sure people are tired of it, but I have to fill people in on something. I am worried, and I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about some of my friends who are, a lot of people are helping in this tremendous way by sharing the GoFundMe, and I'm getting a lot of responses and a lot of donations from people I don't even know, and it's overwhelming and amazing, and it's so helpful. And I'm really ingratiated and overwhelmed, and it's fantastic. But I'm stressed out because I'm worried about my friends. I'm worried about the people who are contacting me, because I am getting some responses where, um, you know, GoFundMe's are difficult because there are assholes in the world who want to raise money to go on spiritual journeys across Bali when they have the means that they could do that on their own. And then there are GoFundMe's that are completely relevant and necessary to, raise money for like children's hospitals and really important shit, people who really need money. Um, and then there's me, right? And I have this messed up mouth, and I've had this horrible situation with my teeth my entire life, and I have done everything in my means to take care of myself and to try and deal with this, like, mainly privately, like in secret. Like, and when you have a messed up mouth and horrible teeth, people notice. I mean, like, there were a couple of years ago where, I was missing some of my front teeth, and people were like, "Do you need some help getting that fixed?" But I would save the money, and I would go to a dentist, and they would do, patchwork, and I would spend all the money that I had at the time, and they'd be like, "Okay, you have to come back and get like X, Y, and Z done." And I'd be like, "Okay," and then I would live my life, and other horrible things would happen that I'd have to spend my money on. And by the time I got back to the dentist, the situation was worse, and there was more work to do. And so every time I go to the dentist, I spend all my money, and then I will go, "Okay, I have to save money to do the next steps." And by the time I save the money and go back to the dentist, the bill triples. And so, you know, and I have 16 teeth left. I wear dentures. My 40th birthday present to myself was a new set of dentures that fit, because the old ones were, after time your mouth erodes, things change. It's a human body. And I can give all the details about my mouth, and I keep talking about this, and it's got to be really annoying, um, but I'm worried because I feel like information is, being misconstrued, or certain details are being blown out of proportion. I feel like some people either think that I'm this asshole who's trying to raise $37,000 to get like a cavity filled, and then I have people who love me, and I love you, who on the other end of the spectrum think I'm like dying. Like, I'm getting responses from people who are like, "There's, a dentist in New Jersey who, like, if you go tomorrow, like, they have a chair waiting for you, they can fix this." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." They're like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's very sweet, but I have a plan in place. I have a treatment plan in place. No, I cannot move to Mexico to get the surgery. It's a series of surgeries. It's a treatment plan that will take upwards a year. It's very expensive, and it could be more expensive. But the dental practice that I'm seeing, they are using me as a subject, because my mouth is so bad. They're using me as a subject, as a dental case to restore my mouth. So they are comping a shitload of money. Like, they're fronting like 20 grand. I think some of them might even be, it might even be like a personal thing. Like, And so the $36,500 is the lowest that they can go. And to date, I have spent all of my savings. I've taken out loans. When I heard the number, the 36,500, I thought, okay, you know what? I'm responsible. I have good credit. I have a great job. I'm sufficient. You know, like I'll be okay. And then my last resource was to apply for this line of credit, and I was denied because I'd taken out so many loans that my credit score got fucked. And you know, and I could save the money. Like, I have a job where I could save the money, but if I go back 3 years from now, once I have 36,000 like put aside, my mouth is going to get worse again, and the bill's just going to go up. Like, I could lose another tooth in the next year, and then they would have to completely reform out the dental plan. Like, they have a plan in place where I'm going to get, you know, like laser surgery on the gums. They're going to lift the sinuses. They're going to do bone grafting. They're going to do the implants. The implants will hold the loose teeth in place, so I'll be able to save the 16 teeth that I have left. I already had a quadrant done. All this stuff, like, it's mapped out. Like, there's a plan in place. I don't need another, and I can't say the name of the dental practice because, again, I am like a charity case for them. I'm a special case. Like, I have a really bad situation with my mouth, but we're working it out. This is it, guys. Like, this is it. If I get the money, then I can spend the next year working on my mouth, healing, completely reconstructing the inside of my mouth, and then I will be like a normal person that can go, I can afford to go to the dentist every 3 months for a checkup and a cleaning and staying in touch with them and keeping an eye on anything that potentially might happen. And even with this 36,500, even with setting up this plan, you know, there's a chance that while they're doing work, I might have a tooth fall out, and then they might go, okay, you know, this like, you know, bridge and implants that we had mapped out, that we had, you know, it's like an architect, like they're designing my mouth. They're like, well, now we have another piece that we have to add to the puzzle. I'm going to have to pay for that, right? So, like, things can happen, and I can figure that out. I can figure that out. The thing is that I need to start this now, because if I don't start this now, if I wait another year, the number is going to go up, and I'm not going to be able to afford that. Like, I don't anticipate, like, I'm playing Powerball. I'm doing everything I can. I spent all the money I have. You know, even this last paycheck, I was able to put money back into my savings that I'm using to offset other things. Like, you know, even with all the money that's raised from the GoFundMe, there are fees. I've accounted for that. I've had a lot of friends who are like, well, I don't want to contribute to the GoFundMe because I don't want you to worry about having like big fees taken away from the money you're raising. Here's why I like the GoFundMe, okay? One, it is a platform where it has a broad reach, you know, and also it's transparent. Like, that is the 36,500 is an exact number. That's what was given to me by my dentist. And it is the lowest feasible amount. If I go to another dentist, I'll have to go through the process all over again of, you know, getting x-rays and having them check my teeth and spending all this money to do all of that. I can't keep doing this. Like, I have a plan in place, and these videos are long-winded because I get so overwhelmed by the information and trying to communicate all this. But yeah, I've had responses from people. So this situation, just when I say that this is it, like, that this is all that I need, that's all I'm asking for, you know, and like, I can figure out the rest. I just need this money to get started so that then I can take care of myself. And if I can take care of myself, then I can get back to taking care of other people. And when I say this in all my videos where I'm like, I have to take care of other people, like all of you, like people who are dealing with things, because everybody is dealing with something, especially in this fucking country. You know, I have loved ones, I have friends, I have some of you who might hopefully be watching this who, like, I'm worried about you. You need help too. And this kind of like panicked video comes from, I want to talk about Mount St. Mary Academy, okay? I want, for my Mounties, I want you guys to pay attention to this. And hopefully anybody else watching this, you need to know about this amazing institution, okay? I had a lot of difficulty when I was a kid. I had a lot of trauma and a lot of loss. I'm gonna break it down. So when I was 13 years old, okay, I have 5 people in my family: my mom, my dad, my older brother Sean, and my older brother Glenn. When I was 13, my older brother Sean, who was the family gem, he was going to be a superstar. He was going to be on Saturday Night Live. He was everything. Sean was killed in a traffic accident, February 23rd of 1993. The following November of 93, November 8th of 1993, my mother passed away. And I, at the time, was a freshman at Mount St. Mary's Academy, which is an all-girls Catholic school in New Jersey. And Mount St. Mary's has this thing where, it's a Catholic school, and I had other friends who lost parents while I was in high school, and when someone loses a family member, they're not there, the sisters get on the loudspeaker and they make an announcement in the morning to say, everyone say a prayer for, this family, so-and-so lost a mother, so-and-so lost a father. And other backstories, my family was really poor. I grew up really poor. Like, there's other people who, like, go through things. We didn't have any money. And I had 2 older brothers who were really self-sufficient and amazing and taught me that, you have to work hard and you have to go to a good school and get a good education so you can get the fuck out of this town and do something, where we don't live a life like this. So my brothers taught me. And my parents taught me this too. My parents, I say a lot of things about my parents. My parents were very loving people, but they had a lot of trouble, like a lot of problems. So Sean passed away. My mother went to Mount St. Mary's Academy and literally begged them. And she's like, we don't have money, but my daughter needs to be a part of a community. I need this for my daughter. I need to know that somebody else can help me take care of my daughter because I'm worried. And so I went to Mount St. Mary's Academy. I was a freshman in 1993. That November, my mother passed away. And then the following April of April 25th of 1994, my dad died of a massive heart attack. And so I lost my brother, my mother, and my father within the course of a year and a half. My older brother, Glenn, who's 8 years older than me, I was 14, Glenn was 23. Glenn was working as a paralegal in Manhattan DA's office at the time. He had just graduated cum laude from Boston College. And he came home to New Jersey so that he could work in the city. And all of this happened to us. And we lost our family. And it was incredibly traumatizing, obviously. I don't know if you can pick up on that. It's pretty heavy so far. So, So Glenn gave up his whole life to take care of me. 23 years old, he had to raise me, which is not, I think I'm an okay person, but, like, imagine taking care of your baby sister at that age, right? So when my mother died, my freshman year, I wasn't there. Everybody made the announcement. So everybody in the school knows when you lose someone. When everybody knew that I lost my mother, this outpouring of love, tons of responses. I had friends who came to the funeral, came to the wake. And then when my father died, they made the announcement. And so here's a very, very important story about the history. This is really important, okay? So when my dad died, I wasn't there for it, but they made the announcement. And, given my parents were gone, parents had a lot of problems. My dad didn't have, like, a living will or anything for me. So it was up in the air who would be my parental guardian for a time. It was actually, had a really scary experience where the night my father died, like, cops showed up. They were like, we have to take you into custody, because they had to take me into foster care. And if you know me, I fucking lost my shit. I was just like, I'm a fucking good kid. Are you fucking kidding me? I work hard in school. Like, I take care of it. And then they're like, that's why we have to take you somewhere, like, safe, where you can be taken care of. And thankfully, thank God, I tell this story all the time. I don't know who's heard this, but I had a family friend who showed up. One of my really good girlfriends that I befriended that freshman year, her parents showed up at the hospital, and they were like, we're going to take her with us, because this girl's been through a lot of trauma. I've seen some shit. So they were like, we're going to take her home with us. She's going to stay with us while we work out the details. My brother was left alone. He had to go back to the home where my mom and dad died. And he, we quietly, like, I would go with him to like the funeral home and make the arrangements and everything. And so we dealt with that. We were going through the process of dealing with, burying our father. And while I was staying with my family friends, who I don't want to name them because, I want to name them, but I'm staying with my friend's family, and I was out of school for a couple weeks because they won't let you, even though it's great to go to school, they won't let you go to school. It's great to go to school. It's great to do anything that distracts you from dealing with, that kind of stuff. So while I was staying with this family, while we were doing all the burial arrangements and funeral plans for my father, my brother was home in the house, dealing with that on his own. I had the luxury of staying with a family who was taking care of me. And it was a classmate of mine. And my classmate, she's kind of punk rock, she's not really like super school spirit, but she came home from school one day wearing, she had a baseball hat that said MSMA on it, for Mount St. Mary Academy. And yeah, she was wearing this baseball hat, and I was like, Sam, dude, that's not really your style. Like, since when are you Little Miss Pep Rally? And she was like, oh, well, it's a thing. Like, they're doing it for you. It's for and her brother Eddie, like, elbowed her and was just like, shut up. And she's like, yeah, whatever. It's a hat. I like it. It's cool. It's whatever. It's just a hat. Then, so, we had the funeral, and then finally I got to the point where I got to go back to school. So I went home, the night before, and my brother drove me to school my first day back after burying my father. And I walked in. I was a little late. All the girls were still in homeroom, and then the bell rings, and every single person in that school, all 400 students. I always get like emotional telling the story. It's pretty intense. It's like every single person in school, of the 400 kids who went to the school, and all the faculty, all the staff, all the sisters, everyone was wearing these hats, these MSMA hats, not to be confused with other hats. But everybody was wearing these hats, and, my friends crowded around my locker, and I was like, what's going on? And they were like, welcome back. We want you to know that we've been selling these Mount St. Mary's hats, and all the money that we spent on these hats is going towards your tuition, because we love you and we want you here and you're important to us. So, like, so that's the kind of, that's the kind of thing that I've seen. That's the kind of community outreach that I've experienced. And not everybody who goes through things has that kind of experience. Not everybody gets to be on the receiving end of that kind of love. There are a lot of people who deal with things quietly, who have to figure things out on their own, who, because the school knew, they took care of me, and they did this amazing thing, and it resonated with me in ways that you don't know. I carried it my whole life, and if I've ever been a member of a community, if you've ever seen me care about anything, it's because of these people. It's because of the sisters. It's because of, like, the students. It's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming, and it makes you feel, sort of. It made me think a lot, like the way that I was raised. It's just like, I went through something really hard, and I'm an investment. All these people are investing in me, so I have to work really hard to be a good person, to be kind, to give it back when I can, and I was raised that way, and it stuck with me. And if anybody thinks I'm a good person, if anybody's ever had an experience where you're like, well, Rosie's helped me in the past, this is where I learned it from. Like, I've suffered a lot of loss, but I've learned so much. I've had so much experience with I've had wonderful things happen to me because of other people. Other people have done great, and my dream was always to grow up and get the fuck out of Jersey. And even though Jersey's a nice place, I moved to New York City. I got into a really good school. I went to NYU. more things happened to my family. My dad left us in a lot of debt. We lost our home. My older brother, Glenn, who gave up everything, who was my life, he got sick. Can't talk about that, but Glenn got sick. And there were a lot of years throughout my 20s where he was suffering with something, and, like, legitimately sick, like out of his control. And so, you know, and I didn't have a home. Extended family is a whole other story. You know, so I spent all of my 20s working. If you're in your 20s in New York City, you know, everything was just paying the rent. And there were times where I've like skipped out on rent and I've had to like move from place to place because I couldn't like call my mom and dad and go home and recollect and just do my laundry and chill out. I couldn't call anybody to be like, hey, can you spot me money for rent this month? Or like, you know, I haven't like eaten in 2 weeks. I'm living on ramen noodles or whatever. Like I had to like, I've always had to figure these things out. So if you are in that situation, continue your whole life, and not everybody knows about it, like this is what I've dealt with for forever. And I've figured it out. Like I'm old and I have a great job and I have like a career and friends, and I've been living in the same cute little apartment in Brooklyn, and I'm grateful, and I have all these wonderful things, and like I should be at a point in my life where I'm able to take care of myself. Throughout those years, all that time, my teeth have always been really fucked up, and every time I save money to fix something, this shit keeps happening. So now I'm at a point where, you know, I'm getting responses from Mount St. Mary's people today who have learned about the campaign, and I'm worried that people are like, I want to give you my savings. I want to like fix this for you. Don't do that. Don't give me all of your money. If you don't have the means to help, like, don't empty church coffers for me. There are other people who need help too. So, you know, and I've had help, and I'm getting a lot of help, and you know, like, and you know, I'm gonna give it back. This is what I was trained to do. I was raised by nuns practically. I was raised by a whole community. So, but I'm just so worried. I'm freaking out that like people are giving too much. Like the GoFundMe is one thing, but like, dude, I'm not. There's other young girls who are probably going to the Mount who are trying to get by on like scholarships and stuff. There's other people growing up who grew up the way that I did. I'm in a much better place today. I have this one situation that I'm asking for help with. If people can't help, if it's too much, I don't want all of the attention focused on me, because I do remember, people don't know, but we had classmates at the Mount who, I had one classmate who, I don't think people know about this, and I feel bad telling their story, but like, you know, their mother was an immigrant, their dad wasn't around, they lived in a 1-bedroom in Newark, and like, you know, my friend, she worked at Watchung Stables and took care of horses, and she worked really fucking hard, and she was a great student, and she went to a great school, and I think today she's a doctor, and like has a family of her own, and is doing okay, and I want to do okay, and I am doing okay, but I guess in the root of it, we live in fucking America, where like people are like, go to Mexico, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to go to fucking Mexico, I live here, like, I've invested my whole life here. This is a treatment plan. It takes a year. This is it, guys. Just need the money just to do this fucking thing, and it'll be done. And I don't want people to worry about me, and I don't want all the attention to be on me. You know, if you have money and you want to give to something good, like, there's children in fucking cages at the borders. There's fucking families who you have lost loved ones in mass shootings. There's fucking, like, there are young black women being detained in jail who are losing their jobs because a cop confused an eyeshadow palette for a gun. Like, there's so many other fucking things. There's a hurricane about to hit. God knows we're gonna have to throw some money at that, because we live in a country where nobody's taking care of us. So this is really long-winded. I'm gonna end with, I love you so much. And I totally get it. And yes, I'm in a really rough situation. I'm in a bad way right now, but I'm okay. I am still smiling. I have you. I'm happy. I love you. And things are I'm gonna fucking fight, dude. Like, things are gonna be okay. But, man, and I'm not good at these videos. Must be so annoying. It's really long. It's the longest one I've done so far. I don't know what else to say. There's more details. I'm gonna try and spell things out a little bit better. I have my dentist appointment on Wednesday. I'm sure I can figure something out. I don't want people to worry about me. I don't want everybody to stop, drop, and roll. Like, put things in perspective. Think of other people too. I am not dying. I'm okay. Um, you know, there's other things. So I really appreciate the help. And if you're a friend who's watching this and you're like, well, dude, I just gave you a shitload of money. I thought you were dying. Let me know and I will give you that money back. As a matter of fact, just so you guys know, I have not withdrawn any of the money from the GoFundMe. And people are contacting me where they want to like give me money on the side. I like the GoFundMe because I like everybody to see what everybody else is doing. Anybody who's reached out to me where they're like, I have some money I can give you, I'm like, hold on to it for now. Again, I am playing Powerball. I'm trying to figure things out. If I do think of another avenue where I can go through my bank and figure out something where I can find a way to cover this, I will. I don't want to take money from people if it's a thing where I can be self-sufficient and I can take care of myself. And like, there's going to be a way. I have to calm down. You have to calm. I need everybody to calm down so that I can stay calm. I'm also really jacked up on coffee right now. So, I don't know. I'm sorry this is so long, but this is really important. And if you're watching any video, watch this one because holy shit, you guys. Man, and one last thing. Fucking vote for Elizabeth Warren in 2020 so that none of us have to deal with this shit again. Can we just go there? And also, if you're a fucking Trump supporter, stay the fuck away from me. Keep your goddamn money. Fuck you. For the sisters and people from church and things who are watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to be so intense. I'm actually okay. I'm in good health. I'm sorry to curse so much. This is a really intense situation. There's a lot of people to be worried about. I don't want people to be worried about me. I will be okay. I've raised a lot of money so far, and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure this out, guys. And you've been helping, and you're helping me. And I think the only way, the best way to help, is to spread the GoFundMe around, share this video with people, let people know that this campaign, that this is the backstory, okay, and share it. And if people can donate little amounts, if it's, don't give me your life savings, don't withdraw everything in your checking account, do that. Like, just if 4,000 people donate $5 each, I'll be back in the fucking clear. You know what I mean? And again, I'm sorry to curse. I was raised better than this, but I have a personality. I'm sassy. Oh, okay. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for watching this whole thing. I hope you have a great weekend. And about to start the work week. And yeah, oh God, I gotta stop. All right. I love you very much. Don't worry about me. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be okay. Take care of yourselves. Take care of other people. I love you very much. I love you. Thank you.